So it was the year 1999 or possibly 2000. I visited my family in India, and it was actually in Mumbai, which was formerly known as Bombay. And I was with a couple of my cousins. They were just a little bit younger than me. And, we were just kind of talking and spending some time together. And I don't know how we got on this topic, but we got on the topic of poverty and homelessness. They were talking about how it is in India. So they were talking about poverty and homelessness. And one of them made the statement, yeah, we know it must be so nice living in America where there's no poverty and no homelessness. And at this point, like I said, it was about the year 2000, and I had been living in America for about half my life at that point. So I'd been in America for 10 years. And so I knew America firsthand. I had lived in America for from the ages of 10 to 20 at that point, and I knew for a fact that America does have poverty and America does have homeless people. And I was really surprised, actually. I was really very shocked when my cousins said this, that they really believed that there were no homeless people in America. And so I corrected them and I said, no, actually, there are homeless people in America and there is poverty in America. Well, the poverty in America looks different than the poverty in India, but there is a certain segment of the population in America that you could define as being in poverty. So I told my cousins, no, actually, there are homeless people in America. And I could not believe their reaction. Both of them got immediately angry at me and they snapped at me. I mean, you could hear the anger in their voice. And they snapped at me and said, don't lie. We know there's no such thing as homelessness in America. Don't lie to us. There's no need to lie to us. And both of them got angry with me, like genuinely angry with me. And they left the room, and they left me alone in the room by myself. And I was stunned. I mean, I was so stunned. I was so shocked at their response to me. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I actually, and I felt very bad, and my heart started to pound actually. I got stressed by their response because they hadn't yelled at me before. My cousins had never yelled at me before like that. And I couldn't believe it. But they genuinely, honestly believed that America has no homeless people. They genuinely believe that, to the point that they got so angry at me that they actually raised their voice and called me a liar. And they told me, no, we know there are no homeless people in America. We know that there's no such thing as homeless people in America, and there's no such thing as poverty in America. And then, like I said, they raised their voice at me in anger, and then they left the room. And they just left me in there by myself. And it took me a while to compose myself, and I was so shocked that they didn't believe me. I mean, I lived in America. I was an American citizen at that point. I knew what the reality of America was like. I knew what America was actually like. There were people that lived on the streets. You would see them with their shopping carts, pushing their shopping carts around. But like so many Indians and so many, non-Americans who don't live in America, who live in other countries outside of America, and for many Indians there's this belief that America is perfect, and it's not. There's this belief that America has absolutely no problems, and that's not true. There's this belief that America has no homeless people, America has no poverty, and none of that is true. America does have homeless people, and America does have poor people. And, my Indian cousins, I mean, they called me a liar, which to this day really still stings because they had never been to America before. And ironically enough, both of those cousins now, both of them did come to America. One of them lives in the US, and I think the other one went to Canada. So I do think it's ironic that both of them did come to America. But at the time, it was around 2000, neither one had ever been to the US. They had no idea what the US was really like. There's this image of America that's shown all around the world. And the image of America is shown as being this perfect place. But the reality of America is that America is not a perfect place. There are problems here. Now it's 2020. And so now, with the growth of the internet, the reality is shown worldwide now. So I think a lot of the myth of perfection, or the myth of being perfect, is disappearing, because there's no such thing as perfection, and especially not in America. It is a fact that America does have homeless people. It is a fact that the US does have poor people. I have actually interviewed homeless people before, and the couple that I was interviewing, they were homeless, they were young, and the girl actually pulled a knife on me during the interview. So I don't recommend interviewing homeless people, especially not alone, not by yourself. But yeah, the girl pulled a knife out on me and threatened me, which I don't remember what I did, but I said something to her and then she put the knife away. It was just ridiculous, but I thought it was interesting when she did that. I did look down and you could tell that she was a drug user. She had marks. She had like track marks on her arms. So you could tell it was from, injecting drugs. And, a lot of homeless people do have issues like that. They do have issues with drugs. They have mental issues, financial issues. I mean, people in the US are homeless for a variety of reasons. But it is a fact that there are homeless people in America. So that is the truth.